This is Power BI environment. After you have done everything, it will come out this way. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Jude Chokodilobelu. I am a graduate of economics, masters, and masters also in research and public policy. I was trained as a data scientist in the UK and the US. So I am quite qualified to do a lot of things as relates to data and its application. So all I need to do is to follow me gradually. You understand whatever you need to get to, from kindergarten level up to the sophisticated level. So having said that, I would like to tell you that data analytic part has 4 important courses that you must take. The reason for Power Analytics is for visualization of data, for insight and decision making, to make things easy for stakeholders and for decision makers. Decision makers may transcend beyond the realm of business, even up to government and international organization. It is the possibilities are limitless. So when you want to be sound in the application or in the enterprise of this, you must be able to be proficient in the use of analytic tools like Power BI, like Tableau. Then you can also know how to use Excel. Excel also have a strong analytical aspect. Then structure queried language is also owned by Microsoft. Microsoft company. Then by the time we wrap it up, you have to do some projects, basically 2 projects to test your muscle capability and be sure that you're able to do all that you have been taught. Another thing you need to know is that this course is a very steep slope course, because all that is in it and the time frame you are given to learn it are inexhaustible. So you are learning a lot under a very limited time frame, and based on the pedagogy, and just like as we are in adult class, it will require some level of commitment from the person learning in order to get the best out of it. Once you are given an assignment, try as much as possible to do it. I know we have a lot of time and there is no penalty, but it's always good to do, because it's in doing that you become better. Then you can also consult material. Even though I will give you material, you are not limited to just my material. Knowledge is not parochial, it is diverse. So you must be able to engage in materials so that you can be able to know better. All you need is my guidance. I give you the basics, you build on it, and before you know it, you become the best. So when you have opened the Microsoft Power BI, you will see the first thing that appears is this picture. It is welcoming you and giving you some tips of what you are supposed to see. But before then, I would like to show you the kind of our curriculum coming. These are also sent. I also send this, what we are expected to know using Microsoft Power BI for data visualization. We should understand it because it's a kind of a fast, powerful, self-service business intelligence platform. Very, very powerful and strong. It has a lot of powerful interaction and connectivity. You see it when we start to use it. So some of the things we are going to learn, which of course we may not finish everything, but this is a guide. Introduction to Power BI. I want to know what is Power BI, how does it look like, the building blocks, Power BI ribbon, exploring Power BI desktop interface and its workflow. We will get data, how to get data into Power BI, how to connect different data. We see it. Some of them are JSON file. We have comma separated file. We have text file. We have Excel file. A lot of file, even file from permanent data format, PDF, can also be brought in. I hope you are still with me. Please confirm you are still with me.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So we'll also teach you how to clean, transform, and load data. Now, all these ones are going to be, I will send it over so that you also see it as long as I will at the class. All these we are going to touch it. It may not be straightforward the way it is indicated here, but eventually all of, especially these DAX, DAX, which is data analysis expression, it's a very strong to anything how to do with calculation. You know, we're talking about this Microsoft Power BI as an analytical tool that visualizes, but it also have a calculation aspect, which makes it very powerful. The calculation does not only include figures, you can even use words to make your calculation and get your answer. So it is also going to be learned how to optimize our model. I'll teach you what model is and how model defines the digitalization in this environment, how to visualize your data, the kind of report you can create with it, among others. We can ask ourselves, are there competitors also as it relates to Power BI? And I will tell you there are, and we'll come to see them, especially Table, which is a very strong competitor to this. We also have Excel that have suddenly come up again with something very strong to compete. You will see them in due time. So this is part of what we are going to do, but you may not finish all in this class. Some of them are there as a guide to our work. So having said that, I now go back to the Power BI environment and continue to explain the interface. So when you finish downloading, please let me know. If there's anything that is missing out there, we'll work it out together. So if you have this, you can start your work just at once. You see, it will recover file. Maybe you have been working on file, maybe there's light surge or outage, or suddenly you don't know when you click on something and your file got missing. It may come back, and when you come here you see your file that were recovered that were not properly saved. Then you can also get your data. We use data to work our way in the system, so you can get your data. When you click on this now, it will take you right into your file in your laptop on your desktop, as the case may be, and that file may be what you may need to start your work. So if you have touched on some files or data in just in the past, not just recent past, you can always get them on this recent source. They'll be there, and you can see some of the work that I have touched recently. They are appearing here. I don't need to open Power BI for this file to be here, but once you have open a file that has Power BI, or definitely it will come here. Maybe I want to continue from there, so I don't need to stress myself. I only click on it and the work opens up. So you can also open up other report. This other report means the other places where Power BI have been saved in your laptop. You can open it there and continue your work. And the way it is done, it has a collaborative capability. You can collaborate with your staff, your colleague, your partner, your friend, your study mate. You can collaborate, you can share, and that is what Power BI intends to do. They want to have a kind of a leverage. If you are aware of how we use Google Documents, where a lot of people can share one file, they can all be contributing into the file, even in their various location. That is what this collaboration idea is all about. So Power BI has the ability to do that. But when you want to collaborate, you make sure that your email is not the local email you have. Local email, I mean Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Hotmail. All these are local email. They are company email. Those ones that start with at first before you go to the main thing. So if you have a reputable company or you work under a company, you can use that to actually open up this sharing capability. So before we go to started, because if I click on it now, I will not be able to explain other things that are appearing on this platform. So We'll skip that for now and go here. You can see new updates are available. It means things are coming up on a regular basis. So you can now click on there to see what is new, what has changed, what has been modified. So when you click on it, you can be able to see what has been modified, what has been changed, what is new, among others. So it keeps you abreast about latest development in the Power BI community. Then you have Power BI block where write-ups are done, resources are shared. You can always visit all this. You have forum where you can also see people of like mind that are inclined to the use of Power BI, what they are saying, the question they are asking, their interaction. You can get that from this forum. Tutorials are there. Mostly the tutorials are in write-ups, but you can read it up. You can give you one or two insight into what you are doing. So it's also good. So these are important things that you need to do or you need to know. Now I have the option of starting from here or closing this up here and starting from the main environment. But before I do that, when you look at this place, you see you want to buy Power BI license, say buy now. This is where the business aspect of Power BI comes up. When you buy this license, it has some leverage privileges that are accruable to it. But of course, they also need people to learn about Power BI. So if you start by selling license, you may have very very few users. So it becomes an option. So most people are students that are learning or people that just want to use it for just simple use, not that complex use. So they don't need all this. So you may skip it. But for people with big organization that need to keep a lot of things abreast, can go ahead to buy it. So let's close it. We can still get started by clicking on it inside. So we'll close here, and now this is your Power BI environment proper. Now this is where we do a lot of analytics and a lot of intro, but we need to understand this platform, and it's possible we may not be able to exhaust it today, but wherever I stop, it is the same idea that will guide us, except maybe you have looked at it, there's something that is problematic, then you can call on me. But you should understand that it is not everything that is in this place that you must use. They are the ones that are required, you use them, but the ones that are not required, you may skip them, but it's good you know them. So if you start here from the top, you see we have file, home, insert, modeling, view, optimize, and help. These are the major platform here, up here, the major ribbons, which when you open you begin to see other things that are embedded. Now leaving that first, coming down, we can see that we have a canvas here. This is the platform where
Can you go back to what you were saying before you got to this point?
okay, I'm talking about the ribbons up. We have the file, we have the home. Actually this is the home page that is being showcased here. We have insert, we have modeling, we have view, optimize, and help. Excuse me. So these are important um, items that need to be looked into properly one after the other. And when you come down here, you see the place where the analysis visualization is done. And now when you take a look at your left hand side, you see three things. And if you look critically, you see something like a green point here. That means this is where we are actually now. The next one is the table view. This one is report view. This is the report view of the canvas, and this is the model view. You see modeling here. This is where we have relationship establishment. Now when you go to the right, you can see some on the top. You see a space where we see about recovered file. In case any file was lost or wasn't well saved, it may come back here and you not properly save it, or you discard it if you don't want. So I can remove it by marking X. I say okay, it will go. So when you come here, you see we have filter, we have visualization. Excuse me. Okay. So we have filters, we have visualization, we have filters. If you look at this point, and by the time you place your cursor, you can actually expand this or you can reduce it. Now it has been reduced, it has been collapsed. So when I click on this place, you see it has been expanded. You can see what is in the filter. We'll go to that later. This is visualization, which we use to look at our data in different formats. I can also collapse it. You can see data. Data is where we bring in the work from the file that we want to work with. We have not shared any file, so we may not use it today, but this is the first thing. So we'll go back to the file. We'll start from the file. When you come to the file, you see, just like Excel, if you are conversant with Excel, there's no much difference with Excel and Microsoft Power BI. Why? Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Power BI are all family members, so they have similarity in most of the applications. So we have new. When you want to create a new report, you want to open up your report, you want to save your work, and you want to give what you are saving a name, or you want to bring in a data from the your file in the system, you can all do that. You can also import your work. You can export what you have finished. You can take it to anywhere you want. You can also publish. So now this is options and setting. When you open options and setting, you see options, data setting. When you open it, you see other things. Hope it will not take time. So these are the background of the work. Sometimes what you want to see in the outer space, this is where we arrange it. The things that are not appearing, we can actually change, but most time what is here is in order. We don't change. The only thing you may change, you may go to regional settings, for instance, and you change the language if the language is not English. And sometimes again, you may change just a few things. Just a few things. You may change just a few things, and that will be it. So we'll move away from this. We'll go back again to the file to see if we have not. Okay. So like this is works that I have done that are in Power BI. They automatically go and be saved in Power BI. Like these two were done 2 days ago. There's some that are 4 months ago. Some of them are 5 months back. So these are work that are in our file. And when you look up, you see save. You can also save your work from here. Then we'll have arrow, undo, and forward. So if you have taken a step, if you have done something, maybe you put up a data by mixing two or three relationship, and what you see you don't like it, you can come to this place and undo it. That means you are taking one step backward, and it will take you back to where you were before you take that step. It's very, very important. So that is it for file. So when we go to home, so at this center you see add data to your report. So you want to make a report. What data do you want to use to make the report? They say once loaded, your data will appear in the data pane. So if you want to go through Excel, if it's an Excel data, that means data that is stored in Excel format, then you can click on this Excel data, and it will take you right into the your file where you have kept or saved your Excel work. You can also get data from your SQL server. Remember, SQL is structure queried language, which you also come to learn, and it's also a Microsoft product, just like Excel and Power BI. That is why they are giving special place in this platform. So you can also click on it and it will take you to an SQL server where you can either connect to the server or pick up data from the server and you work with it. You can also paste data into blank table. You can also create a table on your own in the Power BI environment and you use it to work. So it can be done from this particular place, or you can try a sample data set. Remember, this sample data set is a data set that has already been prepared and kept for you in case you don't have any data you want to work with. You can start with that. So when you click on it, it will open up the data space there and you can begin to interact and work with it. So when you look down, you will see two display. One is desktop layout view. You see the desktop layout view just like a desktop setup. The next one is mobile layout view. This is for phone. People that want to work with phone, you can also do that. So you set it here. So if it's phone you are working with, you click on the on this space, so it will reduce it to a space where it can accommodate phone. If it's laptop, you click on this. So this is your page layer. This one now is page one. You can create, as I'm clicking on this, new pages will be coming up just like Excel. Okay, now when you come here, you can also increase the size of your table, of your view here. This is below 50%. You can zoom it. This is 8% zoom. You can zoom in and zoom out as you wish. So coming to the home page, you can see that we have some important things to look, items we have to see here. Look at get data. You want to get data, you click open to see. You can get data from various sources. You can get data from Excel workbook just like this. You can get data from Power BI data set, data workflow, data verse, SQL server, and plenty of them. You can, there's still more here. When you click on the more, you see more items where you can actually get data from: text file, XML file, JSON file, PDF file, amongst many. They are much. They are very, very plenty. The reason is that it's a very big company, so it gives room to accommodate as much as possible, much company. So different company will require different type of data set, so they are making sure that every company that are of interest to them have a way of using their product. You see, this is all. You can, if it's only file, you click, you just show you the one that have file. For database, you click on database, it will show you only database amongst many. So close this, continue. So the next is Microsoft. Whether you want to work with Excel worksheet, all you need to do is to click here. It will take you to Excel environment just like this. Then we'll have one lake data hub. It's a very massive platform where you can get data. You can also get from SQL server, mostly Microsoft SQL server, or you can enter this. So visually what you are seeing here are also embedded here. So it's not only one way you can actually enter to get access to data, you can get it from several ways. Then we have recent sources. Then you can also transform your data. In transforming your data, we are changing the data from maybe whatever it is to a form that you want it to be. So it is where you can do that. Then we'll have new visual, we'll have textbook. Maybe you want to do some write-up even as you're working, you can do that there. You can see some of them are not active. The reason is that we have not imputed data, so they may not be active because they may needed when data are inside the system, but for now there's no data. So we go and look at another aspect, which is insert. But before we go to insert, I want you to look down. You see this is about six of them. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, seven. So this one is clipboard. Everything that is here is clipboard. Whether you are pasting, you are copying, you are format painting, they are under clipboard. For data, whether you are getting data from any source, they are under data. The query is what you are doing, transforming or refreshing your work. You are doing query. Under the insert, you are creating new visual, or you are writing a text, or you are looking for more visual. You are doing that for insert, which is still see it when we get to insert. Then calculations, you can have either new measure or quick measure. All these we are going to touch them. Sensitivity analysis, and here you want to publish your work. So we'll go to insert. When we come there, you see we can add new page to our work. You can see the new visual and more visual that was previously in the home page. It is also appearing here. We can see we have key influencers, which is what is causing what to happen is key influencers, and the reason, not less KPI. We have KPI, which is called the key performance indicators. They are part of what we look at the composition tree, how one data or one output or product relate with another. You can actually trace it using the decomposition tree, and we can use the smart narrative. All these are what power platform, artificial intelligence, visual, amongst others. So all these are important things that we should know. Then you should also look at modeling. Now modeling is all about relationship. So when we want to join data, if there's no relationship with any data, you cannot get any meaningful view. So it's that relationship that brings a man and a woman together, that joins a husband and a wife together, a relationship where you have the in-laws and the family relation. Because I've married to my wife relations have become my in-law. Automatically they have extended relationship to me, and my own family member is now have become my in-law, my wife's in-law, and they relate. The relationship is based on what? Marriage. So that is what we are seeing on the modeling. It is those relationships that we can be able to bring data from source A and join it with data with from source B, and they become a new product, and we can visualize it and have some insights and explanation. So that is what we need to do. So you see have how relationships here. We have calculation, quick calculation, new measure amongst. We have page refresh. We set parameter amongst others. So it's part of what you need to know about relationship. This modeling, why it is not showing is that we have not put in data. When we put data in our next class, you will see that they will all come up, and they will come up very, very clearly. So we have view. How do you want to set up your work? How do you want it to be seen? The colors, the use of color, and how you page them, how you do your contrasting is very, very important. You don't just pick colors as you wish and you just pour it anyhow. There must be a professional touch to the colors you pick, and it relates to what you want to do. Especially if you are working in an organization, most time your coloration may be tinting towards your company's um, logo color, or with the colors your company are known with. That is mostly what you use, and you don't use it. You use a collection of colors and not divergence of colors. You can see we have page view, mobile view. We are talking about what? View now. You have grid line. Are you adding grid line? Are you removing grid line? What is your work as far as your work is concerned? Then you filter your work, bookmark, amongst others. These slicers are important things that you do practically in class, and you see this powerful aspect of it. So optimize and help in case you are confused or you need a help either from the community or from any aspect you don't understand, external tools, or you want to go into consultant services. They are all there for you. You want to see examples, they will be given as much as they can. Then you have Power BI developers. you have the community, you have the blog. Those ones are already there in the opening, but they are still there for your support, documentation, amongst others. So all of them are there for your support. So that is it about this. So I don't know whether you're still there. It's all right. So we're going to stop here for today. I'm going to send material, I'm going to send data. Then data will be used for our class that will be 9 o'clock on Thursday. So we'll use those data to begin to understand the Power BI from a different perspective.